people, how are y'all doing? This video I thought I could do about some books that I would consider essential reading. Now, a lot of these also deal with like really heavy topics, so I don't think that everyone should read them, but they do talk about things that I just think are really important to know about. Let's start. I have... wait a second. Okay. First up, the Patron Saints of Nothing. This book is about a Filipino-American kid who finds out his cousin in the Philippines has died, and so he goes to the Philippines to find out what happened to him. They hadn't been in touch for a few years, but he misses his cousin and wanted to know what happened. And then he finds out that he was killed as part of the war on drugs that happened in the Philippines. If you don't know what that is, I am not the best person to explain to you, but essentially there was a government, I don't remember the name of the president, but he proclaimed that all the problems in the Philippines were due to the drugs circulating in the country, and so he made a whole campaign of hunting down people, users of drugs and dealers of drugs. And as these things often do, and it just like ended up affecting a whole lot of people who were innocent and just like killed a whole bunch of people. So yeah, it's a heavy topic, but really worth knowing about. Then A Lover's Discourse by Xialu. It's about a Chinese immigrant in the West, specifically in England. And as an immigrant myself, I could relate to some parts of this. But again, I just think it's an important thing to know about. And this book is really short, and it's like second person POV. The book is talking to the reader, although the reader is actually like the Chinese woman's lover, and the whole story is told through the guise of that relationship. It's a really short read. And then two books by the same author. On the Come Up by Angie Thomas. It deals with a black artist, a black rapper, whose song goes kind of viral for controversial reasons, because she makes a song about being the black stereotype of a criminal, and how basically this book is about how a lot of people don't pay attention to black people or black entertainers if they're not talking about racism, if they don't, like, it's like these people don't really exist as a person outside of the context of their own oppression. And that happens a lot on TikTok, for example. A lot of creators only get a large viewing if they're talking about their own oppression. It's specifically true for black content creators. So then The Hate You Give. I think everyone knows about this one by now. The main character's best friend was a black dude. He was killed by the police. It's about police brutality and the main character figuring out how to protest. Again, really important, I believe. Then we have If I Had Your Face by Frances Cha. It's about beauty standards in Korea and how it affects the Korean women. Again, it's also a very short read. It's less than 300 pages. Anyway. Then this one I read really recently, The 100 Years' War on Palestine. This one is about how Israel was built, how Britain and the US were involved in helping Israel, how Palestinian people are oppressed to this fucking day. It's a really... I took some time to read this, but it's very, very heavily tabbed. I don't know if you can see that. It's, yeah, a lot of tabs. But it's a simple read, I think. But it's a lot of pages, and the letter is really tiny, so it takes a while. But again, really important to talk about. So, the other one is Imagined Communities by Benedict Anderson. This one talks about the concepts of nation, nationality, and nationalism, and how they came to be, essentially, in a lot of different parts of the world. From Latin America to Africa to Asia to the United States, North America to Europe, all of them. Then another 2 books by the same author, Radio Silence by Oseman. This deals with an abusive mother. It deals with the stress of high school and getting into college. It deals with the fact that college is not good for everyone. And it does my favorite thing in books ever, which is center a friendship, a very strong friendship. So then by Oseman, I Was Born for This, because it talks about celebrity culture, and how fans put these celebrities in a pedestal and basically dehumanize them in the process. It also has a trans main character, but it talks about that a little bit, and he's also South Asian. Then the best for last, Let's Talk About Love by Kann. It's about a black ace biromantic character woman, and how she gets into a relationship after her breakup with her girlfriend in the beginning. And it talks a lot about being asexual, which I think is very important. Obviously, I am ace myself. By no means do I think that this is an exhaustive conversation on the topic of asexuality, but I do think that it's a good place to start. And I just love this book. I love most of these books. Like, I don't hate any of these books. I don't not like any of these books. It's just that this is one that is one of my freaking favorites. And I mean, that's technically about it. If I were to talk about all of the books that I think are essential reading, I would also include a lot of books that I haven't even read yet, but that I know talk about important topics, like Orientalism by Edward Said, or Hood Feminism, a lot, just like many that I know of. We're done here. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you liked the video, and to spread love. So, goodbye.